Thank you, Gil. Ace Diosdado. I'm fine. I hope I got this right. I hope I got the name right. Hi, Christy. The day was fine, Melissa. Thank you. Oh, well, thank God. Thank God we all got back okay, Carlotta. Evening, Oppo CPH 2387. Was a reason for everything, Jess. Maybe you needed a break last night. So, guys, we've got about a minute left to go. So, we'll start on time. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much. I try my best. Okay, it's 8 o'clock, so I think we'll start. We'll start on time. Hey, I just wanted to say I'm very, very happy to see you all here tonight. I really am. It's the end of the work week, and I hope you've already made some good plans for the weekend. I don't know what they will be, but I pray that they're enjoyable, whatever they are. Yeah? So, most importantly, thank you for choosing to spend part of your Friday evening with us. Because if you're here today, it already shows something important. Not excitement, not curiosity, but consistency. Oh, I wish you all the best tomorrow, Jaro. I really do. Because in any real platform or business, consistency will always matter more than short-term motivation. Now, I just want to go over a quick recap of this week, and I know we missed a day. My apologies again. Day one was foundation. Who GIC is, why data matters, and why real participation has value. Day two was all about structure. How rewards work, how participation is organized, and how income is generated. Day three, if you can remember, was alignment, policies, compliance, and hopefully getting a clear understanding of what we need to do. Because each day connects to the next. And believe me, nothing is random here. So, today, day 4, it's going to be a little bit different. Going to be a few more question and answers. So I hope you can stay with me, and I hope you can get benefit from what we're going to do today. Because today, again, no rules. It's not about numbers. And today is definitely about forcing recruitment. Or better still, how not to force recruitment. Today is about how the right participation method naturally expands the team. So, before we go deeper, I want to make one thing clear. There's no test or pressure today. Next week we may have a short Kahoot refresh session, just to help everyone review and remember what we've learned. So don't worry or stress about today at all. Because today's focus is simple. To learn the techniques that I'm going to share with you, to understand the mindset, and to see how it fits into real life. Because once a method is clear, everything else becomes easy. And as many of you already know, some of your team leaders have been selected for focused training. Apparently they've done great. They have shown consistency, responsibility, and the right attitude. And as Carlotta said, they've all got back safely, which is great as well. It's great to hear. But if you weren't aware, or if you didn't know, we've given them an upgrade. And this is important. Not only for a few people, because just like them, all of you are also in the growth and upgrade phase. Opportunities are here, built step by step. And that's why today, more than anything else, we want to maintain positive energy and strong vibes. A healthy team grows naturally. A positive environment attracts people without force. And when your mindset is right, your sharing becomes natural. And the people can feel your sincerity, which is very important. We all know this. Tonight, I'm going to share practical business techniques with you. I'm going to share how to explain what you do clearly and calmly. I'm going to share how we do this without selling. I'm going to share how to build trust before talking about opportunity. These are not online tricks. They are daily life skills. And as we know, AI can help organize information. But real trust comes from practice, real conversations, real interaction, and real consistency. That part cannot be automated. And this is why our weekend interaction benefits exist. They are not about performance, not about pressure, nor are they about anything else other than connection and relationship building. So, tonight, just relax, stay calm, no stress. Absorb the ideas. Learn the techniques because they work. They show sincerity. Tests can come later, learning comes first. When the method is right, growth happens naturally. So, let's jump into day 4. Before you talk about GIC, before you invite anyone, there was one rule we'd like you to keep in mind. You must be able to explain GIC in your own words, calmly and honestly. If you feel comfortable, the other person feels comfortable. If you sound pressured, then the other person is going to feel pressured as well. So today is about how you introduce GIC, starting from how you feel. And as we constantly say and repeat, because we want you to remember, you don't start with rewards or numbers or income. You start with yourself. So, when someone asks, what have you been busy with recently? You can quite easily turn around and say, I've been joining an online program that helps me understand how data platforms work. I actually feel more organized and clearer about what I'm doing. So if you notice from above, we're not selling, there's no pressure, it's just how you feel. So, I'm going to have a little question and answer session here with you now. And they're going to run through the evening, and they're just going to be A or B type. Again, no need to stress. So, how do you feel after joining GIC so far? Just one word. That's all. One word to describe how you feel after joining GIC. And believe me, there are no right or wrong answers. So if you just stick that in the chat, I've got good from Nanette, excited from May, amazed, wow. Peter's amazed. Gina is amazing as well. Happiness, blessed, confident, learning, relaxing, grateful from John. Just keep on, they just keep on piling in, and it's so nice to see. And it's so nice to see that's how you feel. It makes us happy that we're having a positive impact. Yeah? Stable from Lenny. Wow, these are fine. I have to slow these down a bit. Yeah, Jocelyn, thank you. Jocelyn, you feel secure and fortunate. Thank you very much. Grace, grateful for the opportunity. Lulu, thankful. Thank you very, very much. Because once you share how you feel, then you can explain what GIC is. And it's very, very simple. It's a platform where companies need real user participation and feedback. You just say, I participate in tasks, learn how systems work, and there's a reward structure attached to it. That's it. It's all about explanation, not about convincing. So, just think about the following. If a friend asked you what GIC is, could you explain it in 30 seconds without mentioning money? If yes, you're ready. If not, that's okay. Today is for learning. And in truth, the mistake that most people make is jumping to, you should try this. Instead, you can state why I stayed. So, to offer something about this, I would stay. I stayed because the system is clear, there's no rush, and I like the rhythm. It fits into my daily life. Because this removes pressure completely. And that's what we want to do. Once you remove pressure, calm, you're confident, and the other person can actually see that. So, quick check. Raise the hand or give me a thumbs up if you already have your own reason for staying with GIC. Yeah? Loads, Kenny, Carmela, Leah, Fuyo, Lovella. Wow, wow, wow. Just so many. And that's good. And that's good. Because I tell you why. That reason is your strongest message. And it's then and only then, and after the sharing, do we invite. Because how you feel, what it is, and why you stay are the appropriate response to help you move on in the conversation. You can always offer to your invitee. If you're curious, you can sit in and listen first. No pressure. That's it. No pushing or chasing. If they are ready, they will move. If not, you stay the same. And it is simple why this works. Because the majority of people trust feelings more than promises. Because they feel safe where there's no pressure. And real participation starts with comfort. That is why natural team growth happens. So, to end this part of the session, everything is easier if you explain GIC the way you explain your life. Calmly, honestly, and at your own pace. Once you can do this, everything else becomes easier. The next part of the session is that we are going to learn how to handle questions, hesitation, and not now responses without any stress. Thank you for your reply, Margina. And Nanette, thank you as well. That's your life. That's how you explain it. And that's how people get the confidence to join you in your journey. So, once you learn how to introduce GIC naturally, the next thing you will face is objections. And you need to understand this. Objections are not rejections. They are simply part of a real conversation. And in fact, objections often mean that the person has been listening. The person has been thinking about what has been said. And the person needs clarity, not pressure. So today, we don't teach you how to overcome objections. We teach you how to handle them calmly. And I hope you're looking forward to this part, because these are great helps in your day-to-day life. Let's start with what we hear the most from people, or the objections that they actually bring up when you want to talk to them. I need to think about it. I'm busy right now. I don't really understand. I'm not sure if this is for me. And these are all human responses. They're not excuses. It's how they actually feel inside, because they haven't been guided to what they really should be looking at in their lives. So GIC recommends and would like you not to rush, try to convince, or try to argue, because pressure breaks trust instantly. So, instead of pushing, you respond with respect. So if you look at some responses that you might be able to use, and you come up with your own, but we're just giving you something to say that will build their confidence. And things like, no worries, take your time. It's okay if now is not the right moment. Or you can always just listen first. This keeps the relationship safe. And here's the key point. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. So, we'll just take a little break now. And I'd like you to type in the chat, what objection do you hear most? Just one short phrase. Yes, totally understandable, Margina. Yeah. Yeah. Scam, scam, scam. Doubts, not interested, no money. Will it cost me anything? They often say it's a fraud. busy. Yes, exactly. But from this chat, you'll realize that everyone hears the same things. And we need to understand that in real business, every successful company has faced objections. We'll take Amazon as an example. Have we all heard of Amazon? Yeah? Yeah. One of the biggest companies in the world. In the early days, people said, nobody will buy books online. No one trusts online payments. This business won't last. And even Jeff Bezos, who's the owner of Amazon, was told repeatedly that Amazon was unrealistic. He didn't argue with everyone. He didn't force belief. He stayed focused on long-term trust, customer experience, consistent execution, and slowly behavior changed. That's how real growth happens. Most objections are about timing, not value. Someone may say, not now, and that doesn't mean never. So if you think about gym memberships, online courses, new jobs, most people didn't join on the first introduction. They joined after observing. That's why we say stable rhythm beats urgency. And this is where this part of the session aligns directly with today's Zoom topic. Because GIC does not grow by chasing people, by forcing decisions, by creating pressure. It grows because participation is clear, sharing is natural, and people decide at their own pace. Because when someone feels respected, they return. So, I'd like to ask you to raise your hand or react again. If you've ever joined something after watching it for a while. Have you? Have you ever joined something after not jumping right in, but after watching something for a while? Has that happened to you? Thumbs up. Oh, 0. Joseph, thank you. Nanette, thank you. Yes, Peter, John. Yeah, exactly. It's human behavior. And one of the most powerful skills that you can learn, one of the most advanced techniques, is basically staying the same. And it's also the simplest. Because when you stay the same, no matter what the response, whether they respond yes, you stay calm. Whether they respond no, you stay calm. And if they say later, you stay calm. This shows confidence, stability, and trustworthiness. People trust those who don't change under pressure. And that is one of the reasons, one of the drawbacks of AI. AI can suggest replies and they can help structure answers. But AI cannot sense hesitation, fear, doubt. AI cannot respect silence. And it cannot wait without anxiety. These are human skills. And that is why this part of the session was about patience, not scripts. So to recap, you don't grow teams by winning arguments. You grow teams by protecting relationships. When trust stays, opportunity stays. And we're going to move on now to the next part of the session. And in this we are going to discuss how to naturally follow up, build long-term trust, and let growth happen without effort. So what we've shared so far is not just about GIC. It's about a skill set, a way of thinking, a way of communicating and interacting. This shapes your character, it builds confidence, and it prepares you for the future. GIC is the environment where you practice this skill. But the skill itself goes far beyond one platform, and that's why this matters. You don't practice this skill only in Zoom. You practice it everywhere. When you're talking to your friends, when you're explaining your work, when you're handling doubts, when you're responding to a not now. Because when you stay calm, you are respected. You're not flustered. There's no pressure. So, if I asked you to think about when someone says, I don't really get it, in the past you might have felt defensive or nervous or eager to explain everything because you want them to understand it the way you understand it now. But all you have to do now is to learn to pause and say, hey, that's okay. It took me some time too. That single sentence shows maturity, emotional control, and confidence. And this is character growth. Now, every long-lasting business is built on the same foundation: patience, clarity, and trust. In the early years, Amazon wasn't profitable. People doubted it for a long time. But Jeff Bezos focused on long-term thinking, customer trust, and calm execution. He once said success comes from being willing to be misunderstood for a long time. This is not a business trick. This is a personal strength. Another company, Starbucks. We all know Starbucks. Before it became global, many investors said, people won't pay more for coffee. But Howard Schultz believed in experience, human connection, and community. He wasn't selling coffee. He was building relationships and culture. The same principle applies here with GIC. Because confidence doesn't come from talking louder, convincing harder, or chasing approval. Confidence comes from knowing what you are doing and being okay with different responses. And at the same time, staying steady no matter the outcome. Because when you can calmly say, it's okay if this is not for you, and truly mean it, you've already grown. That confidence stays with you in your work, in your business, during leadership, and in life. Yes, GIC provides opportunities, participation rewards, a steadied, structured system. But more importantly, GIC provides a practice environment, a place where you learn how to communicate clearly, to handle rejection gracefully, to build trust over time, and to grow without pressure. These are future-ready skills. No matter what industry you enter, no matter what role you take, this skill stays with you. So in fact, you're not only building your skill set for now, you're building it for the future. And this is important. And that's why I personally choose to go through these Zoom sessions with you. Not to talk at you, but to walk with you. Because skills are not taught once. They are passed down through example, repetition, and practice. Today I'm sharing and guiding you. Tomorrow you will share and guide others. What are you learning now? How to explain calmly. How to respect timing and grow naturally. These are skills that you can share with your team, teach to future leaders, pass down to the next group. This is how strong ecosystems are built. Not by force or by shortcuts, but by people who grow, then help others grow. So, to be clear, GIC is not just a platform you join. It's a place where you become better. Because when you improve your communication, your confidence, and your character, growth becomes natural. And when you are ready, you won't just participate. You will become the next person who leads others forward. So, the next part of our session is about how to pass your skills on. Because a skill becomes powerful only when it is shared. If knowledge stays with one person, it remains small. When knowledge is shared, it becomes a system, a culture, a legacy. And that is why we encourage you to welcome others to join these sessions. Not to recruit them, but to learn. Is everyone still with me so far now? I just realized I've done an awful lot of talking and didn't take a break. Didn't check in on you all. I'm going to have a drink as well. Yes, gentlemen. There's an old saying. I think I mentioned it last night. It's not how you fall, but how you get up is a testament to the person. Yeah? Well, thank you all very much. I'm glad to see that you're all listening. You're still here. So, when you invite someone to a session like this, you are not saying, come and join GIC. You are saying, come and learn something useful. Because learning is neutral and learning is also safe. And in most cases, learning has no pressure. Unless you're cramming for exams, then you have an issue. So, just think about you inviting a friend to a talk, a workshop, a sharing session. You don't expect commitment, you offer exposure. This keeps relationships healthy. Because it's important to remember this simple truth. Knowledge kept alone benefits one person. Knowledge shared benefits many. This is why good teachers, mentors, and leaders never keep knowledge to themselves. They understand that teaching clarifies their own thinking, and sharing strengthens understanding. And of course, repetition builds mastery. Because the more we speak, the more we share, the more we teach, it's building that in us as well. And we see it as a totally different feeling than when we started out. It gives us confidence, and it allows us to shine through when we want to share with people the right way. And repeating builds this mastery. I would like you to think about someone who once helped you. As a teacher, a senior colleague, a mentor. They didn't gain money from teaching you, but their sharing changed your direction. Now imagine if they said, I'll keep this to myself. Growth would stop. And that is why sharing is caring. Not emotionally, but structurally. And maybe what I should have said in that example is, think about somebody who went over and beyond what they needed to do to help you. Because a teacher and a senior colleague, they get paid by the company to move the company along. And a mentor, possibly in a business or some other sort of environment. But think about those who went over and beyond because they cared. Now imagine if they said, I'll keep this to myself. How much more would we not have learned from those people? But because we did, we built up a rapport with them. We built up an understanding, a liking, a connection. And as I said, sharing is caring, not emotionally, but structurally. And what I'm about to say to you now, I think is very, very important. That in strong organizations, knowledge is not hoarded. Leaders share how they think, how they decide, how they handle pressure. And this is how teams scale within the right systems. A system where only one person understands the process is very, very fragile. A system where many people understand it is extremely strong. So, how do we invite people without pressure? A couple of simple examples. We're having a session where they talk about communication, trust, and participation. You can just listen. There's no obligation, no selling, no pushing, just learning. Because when you share knowledge, you stop thinking only about yourself. You learn to explain clearly. You become patient and structured. And this shapes confidence, leadership, responsibility. And you grow internally, not just externally. So you benefit all around. And that's why I personally choose to go through these Zoom sessions with all of you. Yeah? Because this skill is not learned in one day and it's not absorbed from slides. It's passed down through repetition and example. And I'm also learning. Because today you learn, tomorrow you share, one day you lead. That's what it's all about, and that has helped me tremendously. Because this is how it works. You invite others to learn, and from that invitation and that learning, they gain clarity, they grow confidence, they pass it down again. And this is how ecosystems grow. not by control, not by pressure, by shared understanding. So, if you can remember this from that last part, it'll keep you in good stead. Don't keep good knowledge to yourself. Invite people to learn, not to decide. And as we said, sharing is caring, because shared knowledge builds strong people. And when strong people come together, strong teams form naturally. And this is how GIC has grown and will grow even greater. This is how leaders are created. So, as we come to the end of today's session, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your time and your focus. Thank you for choosing to slow down, reflect, and learn. Friday evening, it marks the beginning of the weekend. I honestly hope you take the time to rest well, spend time with the family, and give yourself space to recharge. The skills we share today may not be completely new to you. In fact, many of you may already know these things, but knowing and practicing are different. Sometimes simply revisiting and rethinking what we already know helps us to connect or reconnect with the goodness inside us. And I know it sounds a little bit off, but it's true. The goodness that we all have inside us at one time or another, our patience, our kindness, our sincerity. And when that inner good shines, your full potential naturally begins to show. These skills are not only for business, as we've said. They help us communicate better, treat people with more understanding, stay calm under pressure, and choose to do the right thing, even when no one is watching us. Simply, they help us become better people, not just better performers. Because if even one small idea from today helps you improve a little in daily life, then today already has a meaning. Yeah? And I'm blessed. Because when you get a little bit better every day over time, you become much better. Now, I also hope that next week, when we meet again, that we'll get to see more new faces. But please, the old names come back as well. Not because anyone was pushed, but because learning was shared. Because good knowledge should never be kept to ourselves. Sharing it is a good deed in itself. So, I would like to encourage you to think long term, not short term. Build character, not just results. Do good, grow steadily, and stay patient. Thank you again for being here on a Friday evening. And I pray for a relaxing and meaningful weekend for you all. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you all. God bless and stay safe. Good night to everyone. And for the first time in nearly 2 weeks, I've managed to keep it on time. So that makes me very, very happy. Yeah? And I'd like to thank you all for being here. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Elaine. Grace, Donabella, Alex, Ronaldo, thank you, man. Renedith, Wilma, again, God bless and have a happy